The history of Chuck E. Cheese in Sacramento, California. There were two Chuck E. Cheese restaurants located in the city of Sacramento. The Florin Mall location and the Arden Way location. We're gonna start with the Florin Mall location since it's the oldest of the two. The Sacramento Pizza Time Theater on Stockton Boulevard opened on August 14th, 1979 in the Florin Town Center. The Florin Center restaurant was just the fourth location to ever open. It was also just the second location to use cyberamic animatronics for their portrait stage. They also used a new layout for their stage. Instead of the portrait animatronics being placed around the theater walls, all portrait animatronics were placed on one wall in the back of the theater. The location would also open with a Dolly Dimples show in their cabaret room. Sometime in late 1979, the Florin Center would rename itself to the Florin Mall. The Florin Mall would celebrate by displaying a Pizza Time Theater themed taxi outside of the mall, alongside hosting a draw for a $1,000 Dolly Dimples party at the Sacramento restaurant. Bernice Hing would win the draw and bring 105 guests to the party. On December 26, 1979, during the grand opening of the Citrus Heights Pizza Time Theater, the district manager of the Sacramento restaurant, Robert Burke, had to deliver pizzas from the Sacramento location to the Citrus Heights location for their grand opening due to their gas lines not being turned on yet. Sometime before May of 1980, Scott Nelson, an assistant manager for the Concord, California restaurant, would be hired as the manager of the Sacramento location. He was Pizza Time Theater's youngest manager at the time, being just 21 years old. In May of 1980, Artie Antlers would appear in the cabaret of the restaurant, replacing Dolly Dimples. He would be in the restaurant for a 6-month period and was removed in November of 1980. In February of 1982, a new Sacramento location opened just a few minutes away from the Florin Mall. This new location was larger and more up to date than the Florin Mall one. Over time, the new Sacramento location and others nearby would slowly start to take away business from the Florin Mall location. Even though the location was losing popularity, it still won awards from the company, like in early 1983, when the Sacramento restaurant would receive the award for Best Performance in the Northern California area for training employees. The Florin Mall location would survive the 1984 bankruptcy and would be bought by the Pizza Time Theater Corporation a few months later on October 22, 1984, along with 50 other locations. The other Sacramento location was also bought, which means the company likely intended to keep both open. But eventually, the company decided to close the Florin Mall Pizza Time Theater sometime between November and December of 1985. The store would be held for auction on December 14th, 1985 at 10 a.m. It is unknown what happened to their portrait show Cyberamics. The most likely reason for the Florin Mall location's closure was because it was underperforming and the other Sacramento location on Arden Way was bringing in more money. The building would remain abandoned for a few years before becoming a Good Guys electronics store sometime around 1990. On April 4th, 1991, the largest hostage situation in US history occurred in the building. 41 employees and customers were taken hostage. 6 people were killed and 14 others were injured. This is now unfortunately what the building is most known for. The Good Guys store was closed sometime around 2005 and became a Dollar Tree in 2006. The building was modified to move the main entrance doors from the south side of the building to the east side. The building has also been repainted multiple times. The building is still a Dollar Tree as of July 2024. The Sacramento Pizza Time Theater on Arden Way opened in February of 1982 as a part of an expansion of the Point West Plaza. The restaurant was also originally a franchised location, though I don't know who the franchisee was. They opened with a balcony stage and featured the King in their cabaret area. During the early 1980s, the Arden Way restaurant was one of the most profitable locations in the area. The location survived the 1984 bankruptcy and was bought by Pizza Time Theater on October 22, 1984, along with the Florin Mall location and 49 others. The Arden Way location was eventually chosen to stay open over the Florin Mall location because it was way more profitable. The Sacramento location went mostly unchanged until 1989, when they received the 1988 remodel. The interior was redone to have white walls with brown breadboards under them, as well as checkers. The service areas of the location would have blue and white striped awnings with a neon sign above, and they would update the interior lighting to be brighter and add new wall art and posters. They would also modify their store sign to say Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza. Their balcony stage would be retrofitted into a C stage as well. In the mid-1990s, the location would receive the 1992 remodel. The location was updated with subtle rainbow carpeting, theater lighting, and crown molding with an indirect rainbow colored lighting. Wooden signs were placed around the restaurant to label rooms and attractions. And new posters were added around the restaurant. In the showroom, new booths with black and green cushioning were added along with new tables. Additionally, the showroom walls were decorated with artifact shelves that had retro and pop culture decor. The ordering counters, prize counters, and salad bar areas were also updated. New wooden signs were added and the old awnings were removed for the area to be completely redone with crown molding. Around this time, they would also replace their C stage with a 2 stage. In the late 1990s, the Sacramento restaurant would receive the Chuck E. Cheese remodel. The exterior was updated to feature the new Chuck E. Cheese logo with a red and yellow awning. All older decor from the late 80s to early 90s were removed and replaced with new posters and shelves. Their ball pit was also removed for the sky tubes. Between 2008 and 2009, the Sacramento location would receive the 2005 remodel. Fluorescent lighting replaced the original ceiling lighting. Some walls were also painted purple, and new signage and artwork were introduced. The showroom walls and balcony seating were also torn out, and the 2 stage was relocated. The exterior was also repainted with brown checkers, and the logo was updated to the Cool Chuck logo. For over 14 years, the location would go mostly unchanged until about 2023 when they started their 2.0 remodel. The exterior was repainted and the Cool Chuck logo was removed and replaced with the current 2.0 logo. The whole interior was painted white and new decor and signs were added. New lighting was added as well. On January 22nd, 2024, the location would remove their 2-stage. The dance floor area was completed sometime in March of 2024, and as of July, they have completed their 2.0 remodel.